Let us now discuss the benefits of using Jira 7. In this video, we are going to take a look at some of the main benefits of using Jira 7. When you install Jira for the very first time, you can use it straight away out of the box. For example, if you're using Jira software, you can straight away use it for Scrum or Kanban based deployments. However, there are some elements that can be customized, and Jira can be used for a variety of use cases by doing those customizations. Jira has powerful workflows, and workflows actually define the life cycle of your task. And this is one of the main and most powerful feature of Jira. You can actually define your own process in the tool, and when you're working on any project, it will follow the process and the workflow that you have defined in the tool. When you install Jira for the very first time, of course, you can use it for some standard use cases that come out of the box, and Jira has some features and functionalities. However, you can extend the Jira features by installing marketplace apps, also known as an add-ons. You can also integrate Jira with a variety of developer tools, and later on we will discuss some of these integrations in a bit more detail. Searching and real-time reporting capability of Jira is an amazing feature. You can easily search for the task and the data in the tool, and most of the reports in Jira are real-time. So whenever you're looking at any report, you have the up-to-date information of what is happening in your project. And finally, Jira has a very powerful API. If you want to programmatically access your information, your data, your projects from a different tool, or maybe you want to write your own interface to communicate to Jira, you can do that with the help of an API. Let us now discuss these benefits in a bit more detail. Customizable for variety of use cases. There are different aspects of Jira that can be customized. For example, when you create a new ticket in Jira, you have to fill some fields. But in case you have this requirement in your company or in your project that you want to capture more information, you can actually create your own fields in your project. Also, the workflow or the process that you have in your project can also be customized, and Jira can actually adapt to your need. When we change any configuration in the tool, you can save them as a scheme, and that scheme or the configurations can be reused among different projects in Jira. So you can have multiple projects in your tool, but they can all follow the same set of configurations. In case you are working on agile-based projects, your project can have some epics, stories, and subtasks. However, if you're working on any help desk-based projects, then in your project you might have incidents, service request, problem, and change request. If you're working on any HR-based project, then you will probably be worrying about onboarding, offboarding, and vacation request in your project. And these are known as the issue types. In Jira, everything is an issue. And when I say issue is not really a bad term. It is more like a generic term for the task. So whenever I say issue, don't get scared. So as I mentioned earlier, you can have multiple projects that can share one or more schemes. For example, you can have two projects that will follow Scrum or Kanban based approach with the exact same configuration. Jira has powerful workflows. You can define the life cycle of your issue or a task in Jira. So your issue can start from to-do state, then you can move it to in progress, and then you can move it to done. And this is one of the simplest examples that I can give for a workflow. However, it can be a bit more complex. Workflow actually defines the life cycle of the issue in Jira. You can also create your own workflow or your own process. And as I mentioned earlier, each project can have its own workflow. And not only that, within your project, you have different issue types. For example, within your agile-based project, you can have epic, you can have story, you can have a subtask, and each of these issue types can also have their own workflow. You can also add some conditions and validations on workflow transitions. So when you move your issue from to do to in progress, it is actually a transition, and you can do something in between. For example, maybe you want to check for a particular field that needs to be filled in when you are moving the issue to in progress state. So you can do a lot more with workflows. And workflows can also be reused by creating a workflow scheme. As I mentioned earlier, you can have multiple projects, each following or sharing a common workflow. So when you have to reuse a workflow, you have to create a scheme for it and apply the scheme to a project. Extend Jira features with marketplace apps. When you install Jira for the very first time, it has some standard functionality. However, if you want to add more features in the tool, it is certainly possible with the help of an app. And apps are also known as an add-on. There are different apps that you can download from Atlassian Marketplace. So when you go to the Atlassian Marketplace, you have different apps for time tracking, test management, integrations, and for adding more reporting capabilities. These apps are either by the company behind Jira, Atlassian, or any of the Atlassian vendors. As we discussed earlier, Jira can have different deployment options. You can install Jira on a cloud, you can have Jira server version, or you can use Jira data center. So when you download these apps can actually be downloaded for either cloud, server, or data center. So it depends on the app. Some of the apps are not available on cloud, some of the apps are not available on data center, and this is something that you need to check when you download the app. For example, when you're using the cloud version of Jira, you might find less apps as compared to server. You have apps that are either free or you need to pay for them. So most of the apps on the marketplace are paid apps and they are developed by some of the Atlassian vendors, but it will bring more features in the tool. And the app licensing model is usually depending on the Jira user tier. So if you are using Jira for 100 users, then you need to pay for your app as well for 100 users. So that is how it works in Jira. Integrate Jira with developer tools. Jira can be integrated with variety of version control softwares. You can easily integrate Jira with GitHub and Bitbucket. You also have some integration with Jenkins and Bamboo. And you will find more integrations when you go to the marketplace and when you download new apps. So in case there is something that you cannot integrate Jira with out of the box, you can most probably find an app or an add-on if you go to the market. Searching and real-time reports. It is extremely easy to search for issues in Jira. You have the capability of also performing an advanced search. So there is a concept of JQL. JQL is Jira Query Language. So in case you can't find something easily by using the basic search functionality in Jira, you can also write your own queries. When you perform a search, your search query can also be saved. So when you search for the data in the tool by using the basic functionality or maybe by using the advanced search functionality, you can also save your search query. And when you save your search, it becomes a filter. And these filters can also be shared with other users. For example, if you want to save a search, you can give it a name like My Open Issues or maybe the high priority issues in your project. So when you save this particular query, you can actually share it within your team. You can also create email alerts, also known as a subscription in Jira for those filters. For example, every morning 9 o'clock when you open your email box, you want a list of all the tickets that are due today. So this can be done with the help of a subscription in Jira. Each project can have its own report. However, you can also create a Jira dashboard that will give you a bird eye view of not only one but multiple projects in a single view. And all the reports that you have in Jira are real time. So whenever you're looking at the reports, you have latest and up-to-date data in front of you. Powerful API. Jira supports REST API for interacting with the tool programmatically. You have a comprehensive set of APIs that can perform variety of functions. For example, you can create an issue in Jira, you can pull out some issues from the tool, and you can also build your own custom interface. And if you have any language, let us say you are more comfortable with Java, you can actually write your own interface that will interact with Jira to push and pull data. In the next video, we will discuss what is Jira Core, Jira Software, and Jira Service Desk.